What's up, people? It's your man Urban Lover coming from my own mama's basement. I'm not gonna be coming from nobody's mother basement for the time being because right now, things are just bad, But it is what it is. I'm happy for the Lakers, Yeah, we looked good. Now we're on an 8-game funk, you know what I mean? So just gotta pick it up, get back in there. But here's my thing. First, I want to talk about a couple things, and I'm going to just let you guys go for the night. But anyway, we lose 8 straight. This is against the Nets. The funny thing about this, I knew the Nets were going to win, and I'm going to tell you guys why. When I looked at the players, right, the Nets, the guys, they had bushes, they had, they didn't have haircuts. I mean, you look at them, they looked rough. And they came out like, we look rough, we're going to play a rough game, we're going to win. They wanted this game. And I looked at it like, God damn, these guys look physical. Then you look at the Lakers, we all pretty boy Floyd up, And, just like, we look like we belong in Hollywood. That's how I look. But it's funny. But anyway, I'm just getting on my voice. But look, check this out. First and foremost, the offense. The offense is sputter at time. Like certain players didn't do anything. First and foremost, to really set the tone in this game is D'Angelo Russell. In the first 3 minutes of the game, the dude picked up 3 fouls. Right then and there, it killed the game. It killed the momentum. Because by him getting in foul trouble, it took him out of the game. He couldn't come back and play defense. Now, keep in mind, he's not a good defender. Like I told people before, he's real flat. Him and Jordan Clarkson, I'm not just beating on him, but Jordan Clarkson as well, they have a habit of doing pick and rolls instead of fighting through pick and rolls and scream. They will actually pick up their teammates' opponent, and instead of them just fighting through the scream and get up on that man, they're not physical type of player. They play with a finesse style of play. They're not physical. Once in a while, you'll see them be physical, though. Like, say, for instance, when our back is against the wall and we're losing, then you'll see them actually play good defense. They'll play physical defense. And that only depends on who they're playing to, because if it's a Westbrook, Kyrie Irving, all that, they're not going to stop them guys, man. Them guys too fast for them. And I think a lot had to do because they're trying to, the Lakers, they're trying to, I don't know what kind of system Luke Walton is running. I mean, he once said before that he's not going to run a small ball offense, but you see it all day, every day. The matchups are terrible. He doesn't match up according to what he sees on the floor, according to our strength. It's more like he matches towards our weakness. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't work out. The communication is not there. Now, this is based on defense. The communication is definitely not there. Reason why, because when players switch off, or when somebody like Mozgov, now keep it understanding that Mozgov played Brook Lopez. I'm not saying that he's supposed to stop Brook Lopez on every possession, but some games, some possessions, you got to let him go one-on-one on Brook. You know what I mean? Eventually, he got to earn his money right. If you let him go one-on-one, there's no reason for nobody to go down and help him. Brook Lopez is right now the only star that's on the Nets team. You got other players that they're inconsistent. They show up, don't play. But my thing is like this. One thing I can say is this. All right. First and foremost, Whitehead didn't do too much. But I mean, he did get, and this is my thing. Whitehead is fast, and I'm looking at his stats like he didn't do anything. But the thing is that he got freaking D'Angelo Russell in foul trouble early. Bogdanovic, the dude was nice. I mean, shucks, man, the dude did good. Kilpatrick came and did his thing, but they're not like known players. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're okay, average players. They're not like rising stars or nothing like that. And every time the Lakers play a certain team or any team, they make the unknown players like, they set records, they become rising stars, and now they on Skybox. Y'all remember Skybox cars? I don't think y'all remember that, but I don't know if he's still out. But anyway, they get stars around their face and all that because they showcase their talent against our Lakers. Now, the Lakers got to learn to play man-to-man physical defense, and this start with the perimeter guards. Starting with D'Angelo Russell, all the guards, basically. I'm not going to name all of them, but y'all know D'Angelo Russell, Jordan Clarkson, all of them. It starts with them. They got to play perimeter defense. They got to learn how to fight through the pick and roll. They got to learn how to fight through the screams. Be a little bit more aggressive. Don't worry about the fouls. At the end of the day, it's like this. As long as you play aggressive defense and learn how to play disciplined defense, you will see your way through this. Trust and believe. Because of your namesake, a lot of these refs are not going to call, especially D'Angelo Russell. A lot of these refs ain't going to call everything unless you do something that's obvious. You know what I'm saying? Like the thing is, D'Angelo Russell is the big name and the big face for the Lakers. Him and, well, now Lou Williams, but D'Angelo Russell is the face for the Lakers. So no matter what the Lakers do, D'Angelo Russell's name is always going to be thrown up in the conversation. The refs are going to give you leeway, young man, if you learn how to play disciplined physical defense. They're going to give you leeway. They're going to let you get away with a lot of things. Because at the end of the day, it's about money. Simple as that. They ain't going to let you foul out every game. Because they want to see the floor, because that's what people come to see, D'Angelo Russell. But now here's my other problem. the biggest other problem is that I've been beating up on Luke Walton, but then I had to realize, wait a minute, Luke Walton is still a rookie coach. Even though he coached under Steve Kerr, I gave him a lot of praise in one of my videos how he going to be better than Steve Kerr because he had the opportunity to sit under Steve Kerr and under Phil Jackson when he was a player. And I thought that he would embrace some of the information that was given to him and actually, deliver it to the Lakers. But I caught a quote where he said that he would not run a triangle offense with this team because they're not ready for it and there's too much on them. So they basically running basic offense. They're not really running nothing strong. They running just motion offense. That's all they basically run. They're not running nothing. I thought it would be a triangle motion offense, but they're not even running triangles because it's too complicated with them. Complicated for them. So what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, if you're not going to allow them to get a chance to even run the triangle motion offense, then what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, these guys got to learn eventually, because if, just say, most I forbid, somebody get traded with them, they go somewhere else, and they don't understand the playbook. How long do you think they're going to stay in the NBA? It's discipline for both sides, the coach and the players. The coach got to make sure they do their job. You got to allow these players to work through the playbook, to understand the playbook, so they can be better offenders or better defenders, whatever it is that you're running. Another thing about Luke Walton is he's too passive. He's not aggressive. Byron Scott gave you that last year. A lot of fans, try to beat up Byron Scott, and say that, oh, he's too hard on the guys. And that's like soft, soft love to me. Like, like a lot of fans were like, oh, he's too hard on the guys. It's like, what the dude? When you go to a job, if you're not doing anything, your boss is going to critique you, or you could get fired. Come on, or he could be fired because your lack of work after is hurting his opportunities. So at the end of the day, Byron Scott was hard on him. Luke Walton is too soft. I mean, he's too passive, too soft, too friendly with him. Became homeboys with him. As y'all seen early in the video, or early before when they were doing Twitter with him and Jordan Clarkson. You too friendly with him. I mean, I understand y'all getting to build a relationship, but at the same time, this is business. Business before personal relationships. Because now what it is, the players are not playing. They put like this, they're playing these last 8 games, they're playing like they played last year. And the only thing different is that it's not Byron Scott coaching, it's Luke Walton, but they're playing how they playing last year. I know for a fact there's much more potential in all of them. But the thing is, Luke Walton, if he wants them to succeed, he got to be a little bit more hard and a little bit more aggressive on them as well. Because at the end of the day, they making him look bad too, as he make them look bad with the bad rotation, which I'm about to get into now. Now, with the bad rotation is this. I've been saying this over and over again. I've been preaching this since preseason. Luke Walton has not fixed the rotation on, fix the rotation according to defense or according to offense. He just haven't done it. Like, he's playing like how a video game does. Like when the video game take a timeout and they bring all the players on the bench in and all the starters go out. Back in like NBA 2K 07 and NBA Live 07 or 06 and all that. That's how he's doing it. Now, I said this over and over again. It's time for them to break that second unit up. Now, a lot of people say, well, Urban, the second unit is the best thing we got. And I told people, no, if you pay attention, the second unit is only good because they're playing against the opponent's second unit, which don't go as deep and no more than 3 people. And not too many teams have really good players coming off the bench and will give you 12, 15 every night. So they playing against the second unit of another team who basically don't get that much, don't get playing time like that. And they were beating up on the second unit, and then when the starters come in, they still kind of tired, but the second unit got full energy. They still beating up on the first unit. However it may be, the second unit come in and wear out the first unit, because the first unit already played our first unit. They're tired. Then the second unit come in from the opponent's second unit, and they are more experienced. As our second unit is more experienced than their second unit, and we able to overachieve, but we always coming from behind. Last night they played pretty good. They didn't come from behind, but they had crucial plays where they just weren't knocking down shots. The Lakers live and die behind the three-point arc. But anyway, the rotation was bad. The second unit, like I said, they need to do something better with the rotation. What I mean by that is this. D'Angelo Russell should play the 2. Jordan Clarkson should play the point. I believe that D'Angelo Russell, by him playing point, is hurting his offense. D'Angelo Russell was always a shooting guard. Byron Scott is the one that insists to the front office that he should be drafted. Because I'm telling you guys, if it was up for a cup check and all them and bust, they would have drafted Okafor. They weren't looking at D'Angelo Russell. Byron Scott was. If you check Byron Scott's resume, he loves point guards. He was the reason why D'Angelo Russell came here. That's why he was so vivid on D'Angelo Russell of becoming a good point guard, because he the one that insists on them drafting him. That's why if you ever notice in this video, he always talk about D'Angelo Russell. Really ain't talking about nobody else. D'Angelo, and everybody say, why you so hot on D'Angelo Russell? Because he believed in D'Angelo Russell. And it hurt him that, D'Angelo Russell fell out. But I'm telling people fail to realize that Byron Scott really believed in D'Angelo Russell. But anyway, D'Angelo Russell should play the 2. Jordan Clarkson should play the point. Jordan Clarkson is a slasher. They need to mix it up a little bit. Nick Young should come off the bench. He should play the 3. Brandon Ingram should play the 2. And Lou Williams should play the point because it gives him much more offense in that second unit as well with Nick Young and Brandon Ingram. But on that first unit, now that Lou Aldain is starting to score, starting to find his rhythm, now you can mix it up now because now if you think about it, if you got Jordan Clarkson, who's basically the only real slasher on the team besides Lou Williams, so you got Jordan Clarkson actually in that starting rotation because if you look at the second unit, you got 2 slashers. First, you don't have no slashers. I mean, Nick Young, he will go to the basket probably like twice, but it also depends on, Nick Young will take that 3 first before he go to that basket. But he will go to the basket now, but he's not thinking basket first, then 3. No, he's thinking 3 first, then basket. You know what I mean? 3 first, then slasher. With Jordan Clarkson in that starting rotation, remember, he said he would do anything to help the team win. Lou Walton should make it go back to the old style of play right now because Julius Randle is not Draymond Green. He can't shoot. So you hurting Julius Randle game, and everybody said, well, he had 10 rebounds. He was having 10 rebounds last year. But Julius Randle wasn't bringing the ball down last year. Kobe was bringing the ball down mostly. Kobe, Jordan Clarkson or Lou Williams. So in that, Julius Randle was actually set up around the paint. It made it much more easier for him to dominate inside. Now that he's bringing the ball down, he's setting up other players or taking, whatever he's taking. I don't know what he's doing. But anyway, he's setting up other players. He's not getting the chance, to play under the basket like he wants to. And on top of that, Miles is not spacing out. Now, Miles actually are coming out the paint now more. But the problem is, nobody else is really stepping up. So, my thing is, Jordan Clark started the point. D'Angelo Russell started the 2. D'Angelo Russell is a better set shooter. You know what I mean? Like, fighting off pick and rolls and all this and that. That's cool in the thing. It's cool in thing. But if Jordan Clarkson is slashing and both teams are going to break down and try to defend him, he can actually kick it out to D'Angelo Russell for the 3. Right now, in the first unit, I don't care what nobody say. The first unit both be better than the second unit. Not the second unit better than the first unit. And then if you look at the first unit, if you say who's the best player in the first unit, now the D'Angelo fan base is going to say D'Angelo. But the real people who actually acknowledge it, they're going to say Nick Young because Nick Young has been the only consistent one on that first unit. Before Lou Aldain started to wake up, before Nick Young got hurt, pre-Nick Young was actually the best player on that unit. And I'm telling you guys, if you look at Nick Young, you look at D'Angelo Russell, I believe both of these guys are still hurt. They're playing through their injury. They ain't going to tell you or tell us, but you can see it because Nick Young is not playing the way he played at the beginning of the season. D'Angelo Russell at one point in time was physical. He was up on his players. And he played pretty good, but not as good. Depending on who he played against, like Westbrook and all them, nah. But against guards that he should be dominating against, he played pretty good against them. You know what I mean? The only person that was killing at the time was mostly the small forward. So, a small forward in the center, or, depending on what center we play. But the thing is, that's why I say D'Angelo Russell play the 2 because with Jordan Clarkson playing the point, it makes it much better. Jordan Clarkson is much more of an up-tempo type of player. He pushes the ball. He's not your best passer, but you can make him into a passer. Remember, Jordan Clarkson played the point 2 years ago. You know what I mean? Before D'Angelo all of them got there, he played the point. You know what I mean? And he was averaging, I think, 5 assists, something like that. So it wasn't that bad. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I would put Jordan back at the point. Tell him focus on getting to that paint, drawing fouls, and getting in-ones. I don't want to see Jordan Clarkson sit behind there and become just a jump shooter. His game is in that paint, and it's hurting his game as well because now they made him into a 2 jump shooter. You know what I mean? And this is Luke Walton's offense, where he wants shooters. Jordan Clarkson need to be a slasher like Westbrook. This is why I believe that he's much more convenient as, because he get into the paint, but he just got to learn how to define the way to draw the initial contact and stop doing those fadeaway floaters. Draw the contact when you go in that paint. Don't be afraid. We play like a bunch of Hollywood players. We're not aggressive, we're not physical. It's like we have this look on us like a pretty boy look. Where, like I said, if you look at Brooklyn, they look rough. They came straight out the freaking alley, we selling drugs and all that, and just came like, oh, we come to play. And they and Lakers like, oh, well, you know how it is, baby, swag. Anyway, what I'm saying to y'all at the end of the day is that Lou Walton got to do better with the rotation. He got to learn how to mix and match according to strength, not according to weakness. I was happy that he let Miles Gubb stay in there for a long period of time. He got him 33 minutes. You see what he gave us. I liked it. He had 1 block, I think 11 boards, something like that. To me, that was good. I mean, you're not going to do too much about Brook Lopez, but he was pretty good for me. You know what I mean? Well, he actually had 12 points, and he had 13 boards and 1 block and a steal. I like that. He was 4 for 10, but the shots were there. They gave it to him. He just couldn't hit them. Russell, I think he should, like I said, play the 2. Nick Young should come off the bench. Jordan Clarkson should play the point, and if you do Lou Williams, Nick Young, and Brandon Ingram in that second unit, it wouldn't be so bad. But that first unit needs some more firepower. Seriously, Randall is not giving us nothing, so we got to look into that as well. Now I'm going to jump back to the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game. Now, the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game is against the Brooklyn Nets. the Lakers could have won it. You know, and the reason why I say that about that is, if you look at it, we stopped them on like, I think 6 occasions, something like that. And we had 10 opportunities to actually score and actually put them away. You know, come back, win the game, and finally get off that 7-game losing streak. What did the Lakers do? Every time they got to stop, because in the last 4 minutes they played good defense. Nick Young, D'Angelo Russell, you know, the starting five, you know, Miles, Julius, and Lou Aldain. They played good defense in that last 4 or 5 minutes. The biggest problem was they just wasn't hitting no shots. Shots wasn't falling. Now, this is my problem with the Lakers. When you become a jump shooting team, it's become crucial to the point where you live by the jump, you die by the jumper. The Lakers should have went to the basket, should have drawn fouls or got in-ones, whatever. But if your jump shots are not falling, you got to learn how to, you know, get to the rim get to the rack, and they didn't do that. So Lakers once again beat themselves. I know a lot of Brooklyn Nets fans don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. The Lakers beat themselves. Luke Walton should have called a timeout and got, you know, like I said, in the last 4 or 5 minutes, Lou Williams should be on that floor. I don't care who's in the rotation with him according to the matchup, but Lou Williams should be on that floor. If you are going to allow the young players to develop and all that, that's cool and all, but at the same time, you still got to win games. You know, you got to win games, because at the end of the day, Lou Walton's job is on the line too. And I'm not talking about this year, but 2 or 3 years from now, and if we're not winning and we still are the same bad-looking Lakers, then 9 times out of 10, he's going to be fired. You know, the shareholders are not going to be putting up with that, because the shares are going to fall, because ain't nobody coming to the games. You know, people don't want it. They don't even want it. They don't care no more. So the thing is, Luke Walton, like I said, a lot of this come down to Luke Walton and his inexperience as a coach. He's just a rookie coach, and we can't just beat up on the players. We got to beat up on him as well, and also be patient with him. But that's why I just critique him. And I hope that, you know, we finally get out this funk, man. I mean, you know, seriously, we really need to get out this funk. We should have won last night, but we didn't. And it is what it is. But the thing is, like I said before, the defense got to be better when it comes to switching off. Lack of communication got to be better, because they're not communicating on defense. Miles good, when he's in there, they shouldn't be so much help, and only depend on once in a while, but everybody shouldn't be running down there. The weak side help should be coming to help the interior defender, or if you run a zone, you know, if you got a guard, then the other guard or small forward should slide up, only if their man is not that far from them. You know, if they got another man defender rotating over to him. But that's too much switching to me. I think that, you know, the perimeter defenders got to learn to play better man-to-man, learn how to fight through pick and rolls and screens, be a little bit more physical on their point guards, because the point guards set the tone for how the offense is going to run. So if you be physical on them and you take them out the equation, 9 times out of 10, you have a chance to win those games. And that's what's going on with the Lakers, and the reason why we're losing a lot of games, because the opponents are actually being more physical on our players. You know, they know who to stop. They're in the film room. Like I said at the beginning, the Lakers, at one point in time, you know, in the film room, the Lakers were like, you know, when they started out, nobody expected them to get out on this, you know, on this big explosion. Not even me. You know, I figured they're going to win 30 games. You know, I said, well, they have a chance to make the playoff. But if I can sit here and critique them on the strength and weakness, I know god daggone well that the analysts, you know, the coaches and all of them, they go into the film room, they can see it too. You know, it's that obvious. On the first unit, it's Nick Young and D'Angelo who you got to stop. Second unit, Jordan Clarkson, Lou Williams. Because Brandon Ingram ain't doing anything. Lou Aldain started getting on. But if you just, and I just say this over, and I got to keep repeating this, but if Lou Walton would actually just bring Jordan Clarkson at the point, let him be the Jordan Clarkson 2 years ago. Also teaching him how to distribute that ball and learn how to set up D'Angelo Russell for easy shots. D'Angelo Russell can easily average 18 to 20-something points, because he have less pressure on him, because mostly going to be on Jordan Clarkson because he's a slasher. Look at Westbrook. Westbrook get unknown players into the game. You know what I mean? That's what a point guard does. You know, everybody might say, well, he's statting, you know, he patting his stats, whatever. I don't care. The point is, he's getting other players involved in the game. A point guard is going to get other players involved in the game. Julius Randle should not bring the ball down once again, like I said before. But I don't want to keep ratting about it. I'm actually going to drop a video breaking down more on the Jordan Clarkson, D'Angelo Russell situation, where, like I said, the reason why more in debt, or why I want Jordan Clarkson at the point starting and D'Angelo Russell at the 2. And also I'm going to drop another video dealing with Miles Gov, and, you know, and where we're going to go for that. And also I'm going to drop another video dealing with Luke Walton, his rotation, and get real deep into that too. Just bring out a little bit more stacks, links, and a little bit more fun facts, so y'all guys can really understand what's going on. Anyway, it's your man Urban Lover. Like, share, subscribe, get in the comment section, tell what you like. You have a blessed day, and take care.